the National Information Technology Development Agency, Nitda. This is Nitda Impact, your guide to a digital Nigeria.
As arguably Nigeria's busiest and most productive agency, Nitda has developed various policies and guidelines to regulate and promote the use of information technology in Nigeria. These policies and guidelines cover areas such as data protection, cybersecurity, e-government, and local content development. On today's episode, we're looking at how Nitda is working to reinforce the digital ecosystem in Nigeria. I am King Wabuke, and this is Nitda Impact.
This is Nitda Impact, your guide to a digital Nigeria.
You can be a part of this program by logging onto our website at www.nitda.gov.ng or all our social media handles displayed right on your screen. Let's begin with what's making the news headlines this week. Pantami launches blockchain technology policy, inaugurates implementation committee. Nitda launches 4th edition of service charter and iServe emblem. Nitda DG receives team from Koren Engineers Board of Kenya. And now the news proper. The Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Professor Isa Ali Pantami, has launched a national blockchain policy for Nigeria, reiterating that blockchain technology remains a legal technology in the country. At a 3-in-1 event in Abuja, the minister also inaugurated the Blockchain Implementation and Steering Committee, as well as presided over the graduation of 32,022 blockchain trainees, courtesy of National Information Technology Development Agency NITDA and its partners. Nitda Impact correspondent tells us more.
Before now, blockchain technology has remained a controversial topic at several fora in Nigeria. However, with adequate sensitization by the Federal Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy through the National Information Technology Development Agency NITDA, more Nigerians are becoming aware of this all-important technology. At the launch of the National Blockchain Policy for Nigeria, the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Professor Isa Ali Pantami, took the audience down memory lane on Nigeria's blockchain journey. He said the launch of the National Digital Economy Policy and Strategy (NDEPS) by President Muhammadu Buhari set the tone for what is being enjoyed in the sector today. Professor Pantami explained that with the approval and launch of the policy by the federal government, blockchain is no longer an illegal technology in Nigeria. On the inauguration of the Implementation and Steering Committee, the minister noted that all relevant institutions of government are represented, adding that government's priority is to support potential job providers, hence the training by NITDA and its partners.
These policies initiated by the federal government of Nigeria is to provide the enabling environment for our younger ones to partake in critical thinking, identify complex problems, come up with their solutions through their creative thinking or creativity or thinking out of the box for implementation or adoption in Nigeria or in any part of the world. It is because of this that this policy is for Nigeria, most importantly for our young innovators. We want to ensure that we support our young innovators because they are potential job providers rather than potential job seekers. Our young innovators are potential employers rather than potential employees. Government focuses more on supporting job providers, job employers, rather than only supporting job employees.
In his remarks, the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Niyi Adebayo, commended Professor Pantami for his giant strides in the digital economy sector.
So I congratulate the Honorable Minister. We are around for, I think, another 12 days, I think it is that we have left. And but you can rest assured that as I see the Honorable Minister, he's not looking tired at all. So I'm sure that he will not be retiring, and there's still hope for all of us. We hope that even if we are not in government, we will be part of the political transition of this country, and we will be following what is going on in this regard. So I congratulate you all, and I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Earlier in his welcome address, Director General of the National Information Technology Development Agency, Nitda, Kashifu Inua Abdullahi CCIE, said the policy represents a significant leap into Nigeria's journey for a digital Nigeria and would give opportunity to citizens to tap effectively from the benefits of blockchain.
So this will give our citizens opportunity to create and capture value from the benefits of this technology. According to PwC, by 2030, blockchain technology will add 1.76 trillion US dollars to the global GDP. So Nigeria, we want to position ourselves so that we will benefit from this. And based on the report, if we implement this policy, Nigeria can gain up to 4 billion US dollars.
Representatives of the graduating students appreciated the Honorable Minister and Nitda for the opportunity given to them. A total of 32,022 persons benefited from the blockchain training, courtesy of the National Information Technology Development Agency Nitda and its partners. Gabriel Onu, reporting for Nitda Impact.
The Director General of the National Information Technology Development Agency, Nitda, Kashifu Inua Abdullahi CCIE, has reaffirmed the agency's commitment to excellent service delivery. The DG was speaking at the official launch of the 4th edition of the agency's Service Charter and iServe emblem at the corporate headquarters of Nitda in the nation's capital. Nitda Impact Senior Correspondent Sofia Geze completes the report.
SAVICOM is an acronym for Service Compact with All Nigerians. It is an agreement between the government and citizens on the provision of effective service delivery. As an apex IT agency, Nitda creates an enabling environment where Nigerians develop, adopt, and drive value from digital technology. So it has become imperative for Nitda to integrate the SAVICOM policy to her day-to-day provision of services. Hence the launch of the 4th edition of the Service Charter and the iServe emblem, which implies we exist to serve. The Director General of the agency, while making a brief remark at the occasion, says the aim of the agency is to continue to live up her core values of people's first, so as to maintain the already existing excellence in service delivery that aligns with the 7 pillars of the Strategic Roadmap and Action Plan STRAP of the agency. Also speaking at the occasion, the National Coordinator and Chief Executive Officer of SAVICOM, Mrs. Nnenna Akajimili, says it is important to give the Service Charter adequate publicity as it will communicate staff obligation as well as customer expectations and thus demand to be served right. The SAVICOM National Coordinator was full of praises and appreciation for the DG and his management team for a job well done so far. She is equally optimistic that more will be done towards entrenching effective and established excellent service delivery.
And so the launch of the Service Charter gives us an opportunity to again look at what you do. Take this, all that you do, your mandate as an agency, broken down into measurable standards, service standards for transparency and accountability purposes. And so SAVICOM, as established by government, is an initiative that is conceived to promote effective, efficient service delivery in Nitda and in other MPs. And the bottom line of all of this process is to delight and satisfy every customer and every stakeholder that comes to us for service, not just at the headquarters, but across all the locations and across the nation.
Mrs. Tari Ndoni is the nodal officer of Nitda SAVICOM unit. She took guests through what the agency's 4th Service Charter and iServe initiative is all about.
The slogan we chose was "We exist to serve," a constant reminder of our commitment that people come first while we ensure that we are part of the public service, working collaboratively with interested partners, that Nitda is established and continues to exist as the regulator for the IT sector of government to serve our citizens with an excellent service.
High point of the day was the unveiling of the 4th edition of the service charter booklet.
Madam, we can move here. Bring this one.
Sophia Ogezi, reporting for Nitda Impact.
Director General of the National Information Technology Development Agency, Nitda, Kashifu Inuwa Abdullahi, CCIE, has reiterated that Africa has all it takes to be a global player in the 4th Industrial Revolution. The Director General said this when he played host to a team from Kenya's engineering regulatory body, Engineers Board of Kenya, who were led on the visit by the Registrar of the Council for Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, Koren. Nitda Impact correspondent reports that the DG also granted audience to a team from Leap Africa with a view to identify possible areas of collaboration.
The team from the Engineers Board of Kenya were in Nigeria on the invitation of its Nigerian counterpart, the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria. They had earlier paid a working visit to Nitda's National Center for Artificial Intelligence and Robotics (NCAR) to have first-hand knowledge of the center and its activities, after which they were led by their host, Registrar of the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, Engineer Professor Adisa Ademola Bello, on a courtesy visit to the Director General of the National Information Technology Development Agency, Nitda. On arrival at the agency's corporate headquarters, they were received by the DG and his management team. The Director General, Kashifu Inuwa Abdullahi, CCIE, while responding to the visitors, reiterated the need for synergy among all engineering professionals, irrespective of their areas of specialty. He explained that Africa has all it takes to be a global player in the 4th Industrial Revolution, but this cannot be achieved in isolation. Hence, all hands across the region must be on deck.
So we are building that Pan-African mindset. How can we build the ecosystem in Africa? Because we believe that Africa, we have all it takes to be a global superpower in this 4th Industrial Revolution. We lost out during the 1st Industrial Revolution. We lost out during the 2nd Industrial Revolution. We lost out during the 3rd, but we don't have any reason to lose out at the 4th Industrial Revolution because it is all about talent, and we have talent in Africa. It is all about youth. We have the youngest population on the planet Earth. The developed countries are suffering from aging, talent deficit, and many more. While we have the youngest population, we have the talent naturally. Nigerians, or I can say African, we are talented.
Earlier, the Registrar Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, Engineer Professor Adisa Ademola Bello, said they were at the agency to appreciate the DG for the good work he's doing and to assure that Nitda is recognized beyond the shores of Nigeria. His Kenyan counterpart, Engineer Erastus Mwongera, also spoke on possible areas they can work with Nitda to promote the ecosystem in Africa.
So we're here actually on a courtesy call. And I think it would be fair for me to give the Chairman, Engineers Board of Kenya, the opportunity to say one or two things about the reason why they are here. But the chief reason why we are here this afternoon is to come to say thank you for the good things you have been doing and to tell you that beyond the shores of Nigeria, Nitda is now recognized. Thank you very much.
Our job is mainly to ensure that engineers are molded from the very first principles when they enter university by ensuring that they undertake programs that have been accredited by the board. And once they are through, then they are entered into the register and then go for practical training for 3 years. Our Act, Engineers Act of 2011 demands that they do training for 3 years and then they can qualify to sit for professional examination, and then after that they go into the practice, and while in the practice the board regulates their work to make sure that engineering programs that are rolled out are they are sound, they are economical to implement, and they serve the purpose for which they were intended.
As part of his engagements for the day, the DG, Kashifu Inua Abdullahi CCIE, also played host to a team from Leap Africa. The team was in Nitda to explore possible areas of collaboration with focus on how to effectively implement the Nigeria Startup Act to enhance innovation and partnership. Gabriel Ono reporting for Nitda Impact.
This is Nitda Impact, your guide to a digital Nigeria.
Time now for Nitda's cybersecurity updates.
Social media privacy is what we are going to share with you on this week's cybersecurity updates. I am Mansur Aliyu Hassan and thank you for joining us. Most people would never consider walking into a crowded room and loudly broadcasting to total strangers all the details of their private life, from their health issues to their family and friends' names, ages, jobs, school, day-to-day activities or locations. But often these same individuals won't think twice about posting that same information on social media. The ramifications of sharing too much can have an impact, not only on your personal and professional life, but also the lives of your family and friends. Social media is a great place to reconnect, share and learn. However, just ensuring that your social media privacy settings are strong isn't the only way to protect yourself. Once you post anything online, you have lost control of it. You need to understand what is being collected and how it is being used. Social media settings can protect you from strangers, friends, relatives and co-workers who view your postings and then have the ability to share those postings with their circle of friends or use it for other nefarious activities. Privacy is far more than just setting the privacy options in your social media accounts. The more information you share and the more others share about you, the more information that is collected and used by corporations, governments and others. One of the best ways to protect yourself is to consider and limit what you share and what others share about you, regardless of the privacy options you use. That's all we have for you this week. Stay tuned for more updates and thank you.
This is Nitda Impact, your guide to a digital Nigeria.
This week's special report is on how Nitda is working to reinforce the digital ecosystem in Nigeria.
An ever-present force in the IT space, the National Information Technology Development Agency, Nitda, is Nigeria's foremost IT regulatory agency, and it is saddled with the responsibility of development, regulation, and promotion of the country's information technology sector. As arguably Nigeria's busiest and most productive agency, Nitda has developed various policies and guidelines to regulate and promote the use of information technology in Nigeria. These policies and guidelines cover such areas as data protection, cybersecurity, e-government, and local content development, among others. Further, Nitda is promoting the development of local content in Nigeria's ICT sector. The agency is working with stakeholders to ensure that locally developed software, content, and services are of high quality and meet international standards. Nitda is working with other government agencies to digitize government processes and services. This includes development of online portals for government services such as tax payments, company registration, and land registry. The agency is responsible for regulating the ICT sector in Nigeria to ensure that it operates in line with international best practices. The agency sets standards for the development and deployment of ICT infrastructure and services in Nigeria. The agency has had to revamp its entire internal architecture to include a more result-oriented and highly productive, result-focused staff strength. Nitda is promoting research and development in the ICT sector by funding research projects and supporting the development of ICT-related technologies. One of the best entry points of Nitda is its activities with the private sector and how much the private sector has benefited from the agency at individual and group levels. Nitda is partnering with the private sector to drive innovation and growth in the ICT sector. The agency is working with private companies to develop and deploy innovative ICT solutions that can drive economic growth and improve the quality of life for Nigerians. Nitda provides capacity building programs to private sector players in the ICT industry. These programs are designed to equip them with the necessary skills and knowledge
to thrive in the digital economy. The agency offers training on topics such as data protection, cybersecurity, and digital entrepreneurship. For instance, the agency has collaborated with Microsoft to provide digital skills training to over 5 million Nigerians. Nitda has been supporting startups in the ICT sector through various initiatives such as the Technology Innovation and Entrepreneurship Support Skills, TIES. TIES provides funding and technical assistance to startups in the ICT sector with the aim of promoting innovation and growth in the industry. GITEX is an annual technology trade show held in Dubai, UAE. Nitda has been participating in GITEX for several years, and the agency has been using the event to showcase Nigerian startups and innovations in the ICT sector. At GITEX, Nitda promotes players, products, and services developed within Nigeria's digital ecosystem to potential investors and partners. Nitda works closely with industry associates such as the Nigerian Computer Society, NCS, and the Institute for Software Practitioners of Nigeria, ISPON, to promote the development of the Nigeria ICT industry. The agency provides technical assistance and funding to these associations to support their programs and initiatives. Nitda is promoting digital inclusion in Nigeria through initiatives such as the E-Nigeria Digital Economy Summit. It has also collaborated with IBM to establish a Digital Nation Africa program in Nigeria, which provides training and resources to young Nigerians in the areas of AI, cloud computing, and cybersecurity. The agency provides capacity building programs to private sector players in the ICT industry. These programs are designed to equip them with the necessary skills and knowledge to thrive in the digital economy. The agency offers programs on topics such as data protection, cybersecurity, and digital entrepreneurship. Similarly, Nitda is promoting digital literacy among Nigerians by partnering with schools and other educational institutions to integrate ICT into their curricula. The agency is also supporting development of digital literacy programs for adults. Nitda organizes various training programs and workshops to equip Nigerians with the necessary digital skills needed to thrive in the digital economy. The agency also offers scholarships for Nigerians to study ICT-related courses, both locally and abroad. Nitda has established incubation centers across the country to support and mentor startups in the ICT sector. The incubation centers provide startups with access to funding, mentorship, and networking opportunities. Nitda is promoting the development of local content in Nigeria's ICT sector. The agency is working with the stakeholders to ensure that locally developed software, content, and services are of high quality and meet international standards. Nitda has developed guidelines for Nigerian content development in ICT to promote the use of locally developed solutions in the Nigerian ICT sector. The guidelines provide a framework for the development of local content in the industry, including the use of local hardware and software solutions, as well as the development of local skills and expertise. Despite the fact that it holds the power of regulation and development of guidelines and instrument, Nitda knows that all policies, regulations, and guidelines need to be co-created. This is why the agency follows an all-inclusive approach in the development of the IT sector. The works and interventions of Nitda are obvious and the dividends are stark. One apparent indicator is the confidence of venture capitalists to invest in Nigerian startups. No country on the continent can boast of higher investments from foreign interests.
This is Nitda Impact, your guide to a digital Nigeria.
Our tech tips this week is on how to format a slide background. By default, all slides in your presentation use a white background. However, it's easy to change the background style from some or all of your slides. Backgrounds can have a solid, gradient, pattern, or picture fill. Select the Design tab, then click the Format Background command. The Format Background pane will appear on the right. Select the desired fill option.
This is Nitda Impact, your guide to a digital Nigeria.
Up next is Innovation Hub.
Muhammad Shatima. I'm the founder of Start of Sokoto. I'm an entrepreneurship and ICT stakeholder of National Information Technology Development Agency, Nitda. I worked with Nitda on 31st of March 2017 during Startup Friday Kaduna. I think that was the first time I understand there is an ecosystem in Nigeria. There is a technology and entrepreneurship ecosystem. And then I worked with them during Startup Clinic in Kaduna on 2017, March 2017. We met a lot of mentors. Nitda as a government organization happens to be like a best friend to every startup because Nitda has startup growth and the push for national productivity. With the intervention of Nitda, so many things come to stay, so the developmental program and the SWOT programs to help the sustainability of the startup. I feel like every startup needs to connect with Nitda for so many reasons. So there's access to funding, mentorship, socio-economic growth, and brand development. Every startup should be connected to Nitda for different kind of opportunities that will be directly beneficial to the startup.
This is Nitda Impact, your guide to a digital Nigeria.
Despite the fact that it holds the power of regulation and development of guidelines and instruments, Nitda knows all policies, regulation, and guidelines need to be co-created. This is why the agency follows an all-inclusive approach in the development of the IT sector. To learn more on how you can benefit from our activities, kindly log on to our website at www.nitda.gov.ng or all our social media handles displayed right on your screen. Until we come your way next time, our special appreciation goes to the President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Professor Isa Ali Pantami, the Director General of Nitda, Kashifu Inuwa Abdullahi, CCIE, and the entire management and staff of Nitda for this program. I am King Waboke. Thanks for your time.